another style that keeps showing up on my For You page that I had to make myself. This loungewear pattern is on my site, so you can grab it and make it with me. As always, first thing we do is cut our pieces. For the shirt, you'll need a front and a back piece. You'll also need 2 sleeve pieces and a neckband. For the shorts, you'll need 2 back pieces and 2 front pieces. You'll also need some 1.5 inch elastic. I like to use non-roll elastic instead of the knit elastic because I feel like it's a lot sturdier and it holds up better. Don't forget to cut out all of your little notches. This will help you in construction. Okay, first step is to sew the shoulder seams. You're going to place the front and back shirt pieces right sides together, and then you're going to sew down both shoulder edges. I'm using a serger here, but you can also use a sewing machine. Next up is adding the sleeves. You're going to place the tee right sides up so you can see your shoulder seams. Then you're going to place one sleeve and the top right sides together with the center notch of the sleeve right on the shoulder seam of the tee. Then you're going to position the side notch on the sleeve with the notch on the arm opening and the corner of the sleeve with the corner of the arm opening. This is what it will look like with all the notches and corners pinned in place on one side. Then you'll just do it again on the other side. As you can see, the fabric is already trying to curve around to create the sleeve cap. And now we just sew it into place. As you're sewing, you'll need to stretch the fabric slightly just to ease the sleeve into the arm opening, and then just trim off the notches as you go. This is what your sleeve will look like from the wrong side of the fabric, and then we just repeat this on the other side. Next is sewing the side seams. Again, you're going to place your tee right sides together, and you're going to sew from the end of the sleeve all the way to the hem. Turn it right sides out, and it's already looking like a t-shirt. Now we're going to create the neckband. You're going to fold the neckband in half, right sides together, and the little notches will match up, and then you're just going to sew down the one short side. Now fold the neckband wrong sides together so it creates kind of like a skinny cuff, and you'll match up all the notches and the seam. I have no idea what happened here. Right sides together, starting at the back notch on the shirt, you'll put the seam of the neckband, and then you'll work your way around matching up the next notch on the band with the shoulder seam, and then you'll match up the middle notch on the band with the front of the shirt, and then the last notch on the last seam. When you go to sew the neckband to the tee, you're going to have to stretch it just slightly to fit, and then you'll also just trim off those notches again. Here's what your finished neckband should look like. Now all that's left to do on the t-shirt is to hem. So you're going to take the bottom edge of your tee and fold it back 1/2 inch, and then you're going to fold it back another 1/2 inch, and you're going to sew as close as you can to that top fold. You'll also hem the 2 sleeves like this. A zigzag stitch is always a good idea for knit hems so that they stretch and are comfortable. Now that your tee is finished, it's on to the shorts. First, we're going to sew the front and back seams. You're going to place the back short pieces right sides together, and then you're going to sew from the top of the shorts down to the crotch, and then you're also going to do the same thing with the front pieces. This is what the shorts will look like when they're sewn, and here's the crotch opening. So now we're going to hem, and we're just going to fold back the fabric towards the wrong side 1/2 inch, and then another 1/2 inch, and then you're going to sew as close as you can to that top fold. You're going to stop your hem a couple inches away from the crotch so we can sew that together a little later. Make sure you do this on both the front and back of the shorts. I put a clip in the shorts just to remind me when to stop. Hemming along a curve can be a little tricky, but as long as you go slow and do little sections at a time, you should be fine. If your hem got a little wavy while sewing, just hit it with some steam and it should take it right out. This is what your hem should look like with the crotch edge still open. Now onto the crotch seam. You're going to place the front and back of the shorts right sides together, and you're going to line up this crotch edge. Make sure that the front and back seams are together, and then you're just going to sew along that crotch edge. Now you can close up those 2 hems. This is where your hems were left open, so you can just continue to hem from where you stopped to where you stopped on the other side. Now we can overlap the sides. First, you're going to lay your shorts right sides up with the back shorts at the top and the front shorts at the bottom. And then you're going to bring the corner of your front piece up to the back piece at the edge, and you're going to overlap them by 3 inches. There are marks on the pattern pieces to make this step a lot easier. Make sure your fabric is laying straight and the wrong side of your front piece should be facing the right side of the back piece. Now you're going to baste that 3-inch overlap at the top edge, and you're also going to baste 3 inches down vertically on either side. This is what your basting stitches will look like on the wrong side of the fabric. Now you will repeat the basting steps on the other side and your shorts are coming together. Now cut a piece of 1.5 inch elastic according to this chart. It's a good idea to exercise and stretch your elastic out a little bit before sewing. Sew the ends of your elastic together and mark your elastic into quarters. An easy way to do this is to fold your elastic at the seam and then place a clip or a pin at the other end, and then turn the elastic and match up those 2 clips to get the remaining 2 clips on either side. Last step is adding the elastic to the top of the shorts. You're going to pin your elastic to the wrong side of the shorts. The seam on the elastic will be on the back seam of the shorts, aligning the edge of the elastic with the fabric. The clip opposite of the seam will be at the front of the shorts, and the remaining clips will be centered on those basting stitches at the side. There will be extra elastic in between the clips, but that's okay because we're going to stretch the elastic to be the same length as the fabric as we sew it. Make sure you're not just pulling from the front, make sure you pull from the back as well so you don't break a needle. Sew the elastic to the shorts. Stretching the elastic while you sew will give you this gathered effect. In this last step, you're going to fold your elastic over to the wrong side so that your elastic is encased between the fabric, making sure that your fabric is laying nice and straight and the edge of the elastic is snug at the fold. You're going to stretch the elastic nice and tight again from back to front, and you're going to sew right at the edge of the elastic with a zigzag stitch. This will make the waistband nice and stretchy. And now your PJs are all done. You can find the link to the written instructions and pattern pieces in my bio. Just click on TikTok patterns. If you made it to the end, thank you so much for watching today. What should I make next?